What's happening, guys? It's Nagpal for iGyaan.in, and today we're checking out the new Samsung Galaxy Grand Quattro. Now this is a dual SIM phone from Samsung. It is a revision to the Galaxy Grand, which is a highly popular device for Samsung. Now this one is priced in at about 17,800 rupees, which is considerably cheaper than the Galaxy Grand, which was a dual core device. This one is a quad core device with dual SIM capabilities. You have a bunch of features that have been reduced, so let me demonstrate those first. You have a smaller 4.7 inch display, which is still a WVGA display, making it 480 by 800 pixels. Despite the fact that the display is smaller, 4.7 inch, you also get a higher pixel density, so you get 199 pixels per inch on the device, making it a high-res display compared to the previous display, but it is smaller in size. On the front, you have a VGA camera versus the 2.1 megapixel camera which was seen on the earlier Galaxy Grand, and on the back you have a 5 megapixel camera versus the 8 megapixel camera that was seen on the previous version of the Galaxy Grand. On the inside, you have 8 GB of storage versus the same 8 GB on the previous gen, but this time around you get about 5.2 GB of free storage for the user. You do have a quad-core MSM 8625Q Snapdragon 200 processor, which is a quad-core 1.2 GHz Cortex A5 processor, and the GPU is an Adreno 203 GPU. For RAM, we have 1 GB of RAM inside the device, and we have a 2000 mAh battery. You can extend the capacity with a 64 GB micro SD card, so you can add up to 64 GB, although the recommended is 32 GB, but 64 GB works as well. It does come with Android 4.1 Jelly Bean out of the box. So those are some of the specs. If we talk about the weight of the device, it is a hefty 143.9 grams, so it's fairly heavy. If you talk about the size, it's 133 millimeter by 70.7 millimeter and 9.7 millimeter in thickness. So it's fairly thick, fairly chunky, and fairly heavy, but it is lighter than the Galaxy Grand, the original one, and it is smaller in terms of the form factor than the original Galaxy Grand. So if you look at the lock screen, you see an older generation of unlock for Samsung. Just by holding down your finger on any part of the lock screen, you can slide in any direction to unlock it. You can also quickly launch up to 4 personally recommended icons from here, so you can just quickly drag the camera icon out, which is over here. If you go into the home screen, you can see the Samsung TouchWiz user interface, and you can also pinch out to go into all your home screens. You have about 7 home screens that you can customize by adding widgets, shortcuts, etc. You can also remove a home screen if you do not like that. Come back out. If I go into the phone dialer, we have the standard Samsung dialer, but you can initiate video calls using the VGA front camera. So if you want to make video calls over 3G, Samsung still gives you that feature. You can also go into your call logs, your favorites, and your contacts directly from here. If I go into messaging, again, we get the same sort of Samsung keyboard that we are used to, and you also get continuous input. The keyboard is fairly nice and easy to use, and fairly responsive. If you switch to landscape as well, you get a wider format of the same keyboard. Like I said, you can go into the keyboard settings over here and turn on predictive text, continuous input. You can also turn on keyboard swipe to horizontally swipe and change the type of keyboard. You also have handwriting. You can go into advanced settings. So lots of Samsung keyboard settings available on the Galaxy Grand Quattro, just like any other Samsung device. If I jump into the all app list, you will see a familiar Samsung sort of interface yet again. Not a lot of applications are here, and a lot of things have been removed. You do, however, have group play in the Samsung Galaxy Grand, but you do not have the multi-window feature that was seen on the Galaxy Note 2 and then later brought to the Galaxy Grand and even the Galaxy S3 and the S4. So you don't have that multi-window feature where you hold down the back button, you get a multi-window bar on the side. You do have multitasking, which is over here, so you can quickly jump from app to app or end all applications. You also get a Samsung proprietary task manager that lets you quit all active applications and also lets you free up some RAM. So if you are running short of RAM, you can clear out some memory to improve the performance of your device a little bit. The notification panel on the top of the device lets you quickly turn on Wi-Fi, GPS, Bluetooth, etc. It also lets you increase or decrease the brightness. It also gives you your SIM card information and your notifications over here. You can quickly tap clear to quit all the notifications or end all the notifications or clear out all the notifications from that panel. Overall, in terms of performance, we feel that the Galaxy Grand Quattro is slightly less in terms of performance when compared to the Galaxy Grand, the original one, which was on a Broadcom chipset. In terms of graphics performance, gaming performance, the Galaxy Grand on the Broadcom chipset was much better than the Galaxy Grand Quattro. But however, this is a cheaper variant, and it does give a quad-core processor, despite the fact that this is an old-age processor with a really low-quality GPU. If we talk about the camera is a fairly decent camera from the Galaxy Grand, but you do get features like tap to focus. The maximum resolution of images is 5 megapixel, which you can set from the setting options over here. You can also switch from photo mode to video mode, and the maximum resolution of video that you can capture is 720p. So you get a maximum of HD video and not full HD video. We did a lot of gaming on the Galaxy Grand Quattro, and we saw that all sorts of games were able to play on the Galaxy Grand, and the games were able to adjust themselves. So a lot of games like Nova 3 and Real Racing were running in great performance, but for example in Nova 3 the quality of the graphics of the game reduced, but the overall experience of gaming remains smooth and fluid. So if you're going to be gaming, the Galaxy Grand Quattro will also be able to offer you that. It may not be able to offer you a great high-end gaming experience, but it will be able to offer you gaming in a great degree. Overall, we feel that the Samsung Galaxy Grand Quattro is a great package. You do get dual SIM capability, so you have two dual SIMs, one on active, one on standby on the device itself. So you can use one for 3G data, and you can use one for phone calling or vice versa. You can switch around SIMs. You can choose which one will run 3G data, which one will run 2G directly from the settings panel over here. And you also do get a bunch of Samsung settings. You of course get the SIM card manager that lets you select what SIM card is running what feature, and you also have blocking mode, which is a Samsung proprietary mode that lets you block certain SIM features from the SIM card. You can also set up the home screen to look like your requirements. You can have your ticker running in the home screen and a bunch of things that you can customize according to your requirements. You also have a fairly nice power saving mode that improves power saving quite a lot. You have lock screen settings. You can go into lock screen options, set up your owner information, set up the information ticker, dual clock, weather, etc. can be set from the home screen. Now, in terms of phone call capabilities, we found that the networks were solid, and throughout both the SIM cards, we got great quality of audio along with great microphone reception. So overall, good quality voice calls from the Samsung Galaxy Grand Quattro. And if you're going to be essentially using this device on dual SIMs, both your SIMs will be satisfied in terms of you'll be able to receive phone calls on both SIM cards, and the quality of audio is great, and network reception is absolutely wonderful on the Galaxy Grand Quattro. We did feel that the Wi-Fi networks were slightly weak in some areas, but the Galaxy Grand Quattro did rectify itself. It does refresh the Wi-Fi network quite often, so that problem goes away. But you do have that problem inherent in the device. In terms of multimedia performance, we saw that gaming and overall video playback from the device is absolutely wonderful, and we had no complaints with the gaming quality or the multimedia experience on the Galaxy Grand Quattro. We do feel that the device could be slightly better, but the limitations of the display along with the limitations of the GPU make it slightly under S. Battery life on the device is fairly good. We got about 5 hours of talk time over 3G voice calls, and which is more than we can say for many of the other devices. This is a dual SIM device, so it does drain battery faster. You can turn on the power saving stamina mode to improve the battery life to a certain degree. Now, if you're in the market for something in the price range of 17,000 rupees and want dual SIM features and want just the label of a quad-core device, we feel that the Samsung Galaxy Grand Quattro is a good option for those looking for that. But if you're not worried about what brand you're carrying, either Samsung or any other brand, the Micromax Canvas HD is a good alternative, and you save about 3,000 to 4,000 rupees. If you don't want to go in for Micromax, we suggest that you go in for the original Samsung Galaxy Grand, which is slightly bit more expensive than the Samsung Galaxy Grand Quattro, but it offers better performance, has a better display, a better camera on the back and on the front, and overall a better experience, including some of the software elements that are included on the device, making it a better value for money option for buyers. You also get a free flip cover on the Samsung Galaxy Grand, which makes it kind of look like the Galaxy Note, which raises the quality or the price of the premium that you would pay on a device. The Samsung Galaxy Grand Quattro is a good option from Samsung, and it shows that they're looking at the lower end spectrum of the market, but honestly they could have done a lot better in producing this device. Although it looks great, performs decently well, and is priced almost about right, but we feel that the lack of good hardware and good features on the device set it apart from usual Samsung devices and make it a less value for money option for those in the market for a device like this. If you have any questions or queries, you can catch on the full details on iGyaan.in. You can also catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and on YouTube, youtube.com/iGyaan, youtube.com/iGyaanTV. For iGyaan Networks, this is Bharat Nagpal. Thank you guys for watching.